It's DSP's Game of the Year Awards 2009. Top 10 Best Games of the Year. Number 9, Halo 3 ODST. Just kidding, it's really Borderlands. This game was actually a pretty huge gamble. The first attempt at combining a first-person shooter with a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, and combining the elements from two different genres of gaming and creating a unique hybrid. I was honestly taken aback when I heard about this combination of games, and I was intrigued and wanted to try it out. And to be completely honest, the first 10 to 15 levels of me playing this game, I hated it. And if there's one gripe that I have to say about this game is they should have made it a lot more easy to just jump in and enjoy. Unfortunately, the game kind of treats you just like you're playing an MMORPG and expects you to put in the time and effort to grind your way up until you can finally get to a decent level where there's more interesting weapon drops, treasures, boss fights, and variety of gameplay. However, if you do hang in there, it's very rewarding. I mean, the end game of this game, the final, I'd say maybe 5 to 10 hours of gameplay, is extremely good. There's a variety of bosses, there's so many really cool weapons that you find, and if you watched my playthrough, you obviously saw that I found this acidic handgun that had infinite range, could basically shoot something from 100 miles away, ate away at whatever it was, and killed it with only a handful of shots. And it was such a good gun that I was able to use this through the entire rest of the game, even to single-handedly defeating the final boss with this handgun. So it really is a treat to kind of hang in there with this game and, you know, put up with the leveling, put up with the repetitive nature of the missions, and to get there to the point where you can get some of these cooler weapons. However, the one gripe that I really thought was a pain in my ass was that there was no story. And I want to say, of course, there was a basic story of, okay, you're trying to unlock the vault, and what's in the vault, there's going to be a treasure at the end of the game, and everyone's trying to stop you from unlocking the vault. But then finally, when you get to the end of the game and you're expecting, wow, there's going to be this big end game and an explanation of everything that's going on, well, as you know, if you watch my playthrough, or you watch my Borderlands review, or you watch the top 10 worst moments, this game has no ending. So, on top of that, there are a couple other things that just seem to be no-brainers that Gearbox kind of forgot about, like, why can't you save whenever you want? Especially in an open-world kind of game like this, that's kind of a no-brainer. And also, why can't you fast travel whenever you want? It's only until more than halfway through the game that you actually get to fast travel, and that can be really, really annoying when you're in this kind of game where you have to constantly go back and forth between your destinations. But despite all its faults, Borderlands made a pretty convincing package, and unfortunately I think it would have done much better if it didn't have one fatal flaw, which I mentioned in my Hateful Truth review of this game. It was released in the fourth quarter. And let's be serious here, trying to launch a new IP in the fourth quarter of any year is a no-no, because you have so many anticipated and overhyped sequels coming out that most gamers are going to go for the surefire thing when they know what to expect and go for those sequels rather than the new IP. And this is kind of a real bummer for Borderlands because, for all intents and purposes, the best gameplay moments of Borderlands are experienced when you play this game with a party. That's right, you can actually play this game online co-op with up to 3 friends, so 4 total in one game, and that really I think would have added to my gameplay experience. However, when I bought the game, literally none of my friends had purchased Borderlands. They were all waiting for games like Modern Warfare 2 and Assassin's Creed 2, and in fact the only friend who ended up buying the game only bought it after I'd already beaten it and gave him my recommendation that the game was really good. So overall, Borderlands, a pretty risky game, a pretty risky venture with what Gearbox did here, but I think it really was a satisfying combination once you got past that 10 and 15 first boring levels. I really am excited to see what they're going to do with Borderlands 2, which has already been announced. Because if they can get rid of some of the really annoying things that held down this game, I think that this formula can turn out really well in the future.